Hello and welcome to the video wherein we'll look at the basics of variables in memory management. Let's create a variable called A, storing a value of thousand. Here, A is a variable and 1000 is a value associated with it. A is a variable and 1000 is a value. In Python, value defines the type of data, right? If you see, 1000 is a integer type of data. How do we verify the type of data of a variable? Using the type function. When we do type of A, we get the data stored, the type of data stored in the variable A, which is integer. Integer is represented as int in Python. Variables are also in other words said to be memory references. What do we mean by that? Let's understand. Let's say when we let's understand memory references first. Let's say these are memory in the system. Every memory has some address. Let's say OX1000, OX1001, OX1002, and so on and so forth. These are called memory addresses. And this is the memory. Storing of objects or values and retrieval of these objects from the memory is taken care by something called memory management in Python. There is a Python memory manager which takes care of storing and retrieval of values from the memory. Now again, let's take this example. When we store a value 1000 into the variable called A, what happens is 1000 gets stored randomly in some memory location. And the variable A gets start referring to this memory location. So when we try to retrieve A using the print function in Python, when we print A, for example, what Python internally does is it will ask the memory manager to look for the memory address of A, and whatever value is stored at the memory address will be retrieved and displayed, because that's what print function does. And in this case, 1000 will be printed. Again, when we assign a value of 1000 to a variable called A, Python creates an object in the memory with some random memory address and stores the value of 1000 in that object. A references to that memory address, which is OX1102 in this case, where that 1000 value is stored. How to check this memory address where this A variable is referring to? For that also, we have a function called ID. When we use the function ID on the variable A, we will get where A is referring to, or what is the memory address where this value 1000 is stored. The memory address is this. Okay. Now, what happens when we reassign any variable with a new value? A has value of 1000. Let's say when we assign a value of 2000 to A, what happens? The value of A is now 2000. Let's understand in memory what happens. So this is where A was referring to, and this is where 1000 was stored. So when we do A equal to 2000, or when we reassign a new value to the variable A, in this case, what Python does is Python creates a new object and stores this 2000 at that new object in a new memory location, for example, in 0x1000. So 2000 gets stored in a new memory location 0x2000. Again, the same way, A will start referring to now this memory address, which is 1000. Now the problem is A variable cannot refer to two memory addresses. Since we have reassigned the value and that value is stored in the new memory location, the previous reference will be deleted for A. Now A will not refer to the previous location, which is 1002, but it will refer to the new address 0x1000. And obviously, when we print the value of A, Python will internally check what is the reference of A, which is 0x1000, and whatever the value will be stored at that memory location will be displayed, which is nothing but 2000. This is what variables are in general. This is how memory management works on a very basic level. There are a lot of things involved in this as well, in deep, but we wanted to cover very basics of memory management and variables in this video. That's all for this video. Thank you.